Hi everybody, welcome to our tutorial today. We're going to be working on the Candy Heart Sanctuary blanket. And the reason I chose these colors, I was inspired by actual candy hearts. I was growing all my colors and then I realized I ate some of them. The reason I did that, I want to do the heart shape. Let me show you different colors so you can actually see on there. Okay. So this is a blue candy heart, and then if you see the red lettering, it is backwards, but it says XOXO on it. And so that is the reason, oh, and I wanted to show you this too. I found these cute little gummy hearts at the store, and so downstairs in my kitchen I have a cute little glass container with all the candies mixed up, and it's really adorable. So that's the reason that I chose to do these colors, and this was the yarn I already had on hand, so maybe the yarn isn't exactly the same color as the hearts, but it's close enough. So you don't need to worry about having to be perfect. Like, it is what it is, and it's okay. It can all be one color, it could be three colors like red, white, and pink, or you can do what I'm doing. So the reason I chose white, because there is a white candy heart, as well as it's great for stopping your eye in like a reset. So that's why I did the white. And then the red represents the red writing on the candy heart, just like you see on regular candy hearts. And then we have, of course, the colors for the hearts. So we are going to go ahead and start. So we're going to be needing an I 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I have a Susan Bates hook. I like the thickness of this, not just holding the metal or the aluminum crochet hook, and it's just comfortable for my hands. I am left-handed, even though this video will look right-handed, and that's fine. I will make a left-handed version where I flip the video. So you're going to want to hold the tail in your non-dominant hand, so I don't want it to be confusing whichever direction of video you're watching. So hold the tail in your non-dominant hand and make a loop around your fingers. And then with the working yarn that's attached to the ball, you're going to want to put the loop through, or put the working yarn through the loop, make that clear, and then hold the tail and pull the tail as you pull away from your hands. And then stick the crochet hook into the loop and pull on the tail and the working yarn at the same time, and that will tighten up the loop. So then I put my pointer finger around my working yarn and hold the working yarn in my hand, not too tight, but just so I can control the tension and get even stitches. And I tend to move my finger when I'm crocheting, and that helps with kind of getting the right tension and then helping me guide the yarn. So we're going to begin. So I am filming this on my computer, on my laptop, because I couldn't get my tripod to open, and so it would stand. So I apologize for the angle, but I think this is going to work just fine. So we're going to want to start with a chain. We want 20 double crochets. You want an even number of stitches, so depending on whatever width you would like your blanket. I have made mine lap size, and so we're going to want to start with an even number of double crochets, and we're going to want to start with an even number of chains to accomplish that. So we're going to do 20 double crochets, so we need a chain of 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I do about 4 stitches, and then I move my middle finger and my thumb up to right next to the working yarn. Sorry for the baby kitty making noise. So I can control how loose the loop is on the hook. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You're fine, midnight. 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21, 22. Okay, so that's 22 chains. And then we are going to want to do a double crochet in the third chain from the hook. And if you're not sure how to do that, I will put a little card here at the top right. You click on the eye and that will take you to the video that shows you how to do a double crochet. So go ahead and do your double crochets all the way across your chain. And as you're doing this, I want you to focus on the weight of the yarn sliding through your fingers, the feel of the yarn in your hand, and then the movement of the hook in your hand. And I want you to let all the worry, all the concerns, all the weight of whatever's going on in your world today, let all that fade to the background. And I want you to allow this to just dominate, to take your mind off of everything else and to let the weight of the stitches be healing to you. And allow the Father to work peace into your heart, mind, and soul, into the deep, deep places that you don't let anybody else see. So we are coming up to the end of our work here. A little bit of a knot here, my working yarn. Knots happen, right? Our life too. Okay, so we got 2 more chains. I do want to verify that we have an even number of double crochets. For this sample, we should have 20 double crochets. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so we have an even, oh, sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing. We have an even number of stitches here. So that is correct. So now I want you to leave a big loop, like 3 inches long. Leave that loop there. And I want you to go back to the first double crochet. I know this might seem counterintuitive, but the reason we're doing this is because by leaving this loop, and you can even, if you wanted to put a piece of yarn here to pull that loop tight, or just leave the loop so your loop don't come out, whatever method you choose to do is fine. But the reason we're doing this is so we can save yarn, and that's one less tail we have to weave in and tie knot and weave in later. So we're going to go back to the beginning and grab our color, or whatever color you choose to start with. Okay, and we're going to do the same with this. We're going to leave ourselves probably a 6-inch tail, and we're going to do a slip knot here, and we're going to insert our hook. All right, we're going to get ready here to start with this. Now, to make the heart, let me show you the heart here. These hearts here, we're going to want to insert our hook into the V. So there is a V. There is a front loop and a, oops, sorry, my hand was not in the camera. There's a, if you turn your work to the side, there is a front loop and a back loop. The back loop is closest to you. So there's that front loop here and the back loop here. That makes the V. So you want to stick your crochet hook under both loops of that V. So we have our working color on there. So we're going to stick our crochet hook under that loop of the first 2 loops of the V of that first double crochet. And we're going to bring our working yarn around, and we're going to do a slip stitch, which is pull through and pull through, and then just tighten that down by pulling on that working yarn there. And we are going to do, as in the first stitch here, it's half of the heart. So if you can see that, it's essentially just 1 double crochet. So I'll explain how we do this in a minute. So it's just 1 double crochet here. So to do that, you can do it a couple of different ways. What we are going to do so it looks nice and it stands up for this particular pattern, we're just going to do a chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then in between each heart, there is a chain 2. So 1, 2. So essentially when you start, it's a chain of 5 to start. And then if you look at our pattern here, we are skipping over 3 stitches to go into that next chain. So we're going to skip over 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do a start a double crochet here. So just start a double crochet and pull through 2. So we're going to do 2 double crochets together. So start the double crochet and then go into the same loop, start that next double crochet, pull through 2. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that's 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Then we're going to do 1 chain and we're going to do that again. So 2 double crochets together. So start your double crochet, pull through 2, and then in the same stitch, you're in the same stitch, start your double crochet. Now you'll have 4 loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 4. I dropped a loop there. So then that is our heart right there. And then you're going to want to chain 2. You're going to skip 3 stitches, and we're going to repeat that again. So yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 loops on your hook. Go and start that again. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 4. Do a chain. I got a piece of my hair there. And we're going to do that again in the same stitch. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and do a chain 2. Skip 3, pull out some more of my working yarn, and then we're going to do that again. Remember, you can slow down this video, you can rewind it, you can speed it up. Go at your learning pace. Okay, so we're coming up to the last stitch, and our working yarn is here. We're skipping 3, and we're just going to work into that V here. We're going to start the stitch. We've got the 2 loops there. Stop there. Grab your drop your white yarn and cut off out about 6 inches, cut your working yarn. And then grab the loop of your white yarn, or whatever color that you have going next, put it on your hook. Pull the tail so it brings it down. Bring your working yarn behind you and hold it with your pointer finger so it doesn't loosen up. And pull that white yarn, or whatever that color it is, for me it's white, through that. And that locks that stitch, and I want you to pull up that loop. Now take that tail of the color, and I want you to go around the base of the white from the double crochet of the row below. Go into there with your hook and pull through pretend there's a stitch on here. Pull through, bring up a loop like this, and then bring it through and pull that yarn to lock that working color, and that way it doesn't come apart. So now we're going to go back into our white, and we're going to bring it all the way down, and we are going to be working, we are going to bring our white through, and then we're going to pull it back out, and we're going to leave that working yarn there. Now we're going to go back to the beginning again, and we're going to start our next row, which is the red row, to lock down and make that heart shape. So grab your red working yarn. So grab your red and do a slip knot. Leave yourself about 6 inches of a tail. And put your hook through and go back to the beginning. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you on the blanket, we're going to lock down that heart, forming that heart shape with stitches in between, and then on top in the heart there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to insert our work in the third chain of the color. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to go under, making sure we have going under that V. And we're going to pull up our working yarn, not the tail. We're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, that locks that color in. So now what we are going to do is we are going to do a double crochet 2 rows below, so into that middle stitch. So we have 3 skip stitches here in the white, 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a double crochet into that middle stitch, that second stitch. So we'll go down 2 rows below, and we do want that to pull down on that color, on that purple, and do a regular double crochet right there. No, I need to back up. Okay, I forgot that. So after our slip stitch, we're going to do a chain here. Now we're going to do a double crochet into that second stitch of the white 2 rows below. So we're going to go down, and it will pull down on our working chain of the color, and that's exactly what we want it to do. So then we're going to do a chain here. We're going to skip over the next 2 double crochets, and we're going to go into the top in between of our heart, and we're going to do a single crochet. Then we're going to do a chain, and we're going to do a double crochet in that second space of the white, and then we're just going to repeat. So we're going to do a chain, and then we're going to do a single crochet, chain, and then we're going to do a double crochet into that second space of the white, chain, single crochet into the top of the heart, chain, double crochet into that second space of the white, chain, single crochet into the top of the heart here, chain, and now we are coming up to the end. So don't get confused here because we got that space there. We're still going to do a double crochet into that white space, that second space. We're going to do a chain. Excuse me. So we're going to do a double crochet into that space, 2 rows below. We're going to do a chain, and then we are going to pull our white, get our white onto our hook and pull down on the white. Go ahead and cut your red yarn about 6 inches away, and tuck that white yarn behind your hand here, and hold on to the hold on to the white and pull, just do it like a slip through there, and then we're going to do a chain of 3 and turn our work. Now we are on to the next row here. So we have done our first row, we've done the red, we did our color heart row, and now we're on to the white. So essentially all this is double crochets across. So right into the tops of the stitches. But before we do that, what I want you to do is grab that tail of the red yarn, and I want you to go around the stitches. So I want you to put your hook in between the work with the red and the white, and I want you to pretend like there's a hook, there's a loop on your hook. There's not. We're going to bring up a loop on our hook, and then we're going to pull that red yarn through it, and that just locks it so it doesn't come apart while we're working on the rest of our blanket. So then we have our chain 3, that loop is around it. Just slide that down that red down, and it doesn't matter if it's at the top there. So we have our double crochet, and we're going to turn, and we're going to do double crochets across. Now, to make it simpler on yourself, we're just going to work into the spaces where there's a space, and at the top of the stitch where it's attached, in between the hearts here. So we're going to do a double crochet in that space, a double crochet in the top, in between the hearts, and then a double crochet in between, and then a double crochet on top of the heart. So we're going to do that all the way across. And I want you to think of this as building blocks for yourself, for inside your head, your mind, your head, your heart, your soul work. So what we're doing is we're building layers of peace, of mindfulness, of allowing ourselves to give over our painful spaces to God and allow Him to do the work one stitch at a time. So we're coming up to the end. If you are wanting to know more information, if you're new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check out, I will link it in the description box below. Make sure to do a double crochet in the top stitch there on the red. And then we are going to leave ourselves a long tail. You can check out my social medias, and I will link those below on what I'm talking about, on how we're doing 30 days to working on grief, loss, pain in ourselves. So that is how you do it. And then from here, you would just continue on with your next color. So I hope that was understandable. If you have absolutely any questions, put them in the comments below. If you liked it, comment below, because that would encourage me so very much, and it would encourage other people that are doing this, that are working on this. Even if you're not a crocheter or if you're new around here, I would love to hear that too. Sorry, my window is glaring in my glasses. So I hope you liked this, and I hope that you work on this blanket. Please be sure to tag me with a hashtag on any of your social medias. Even here, you can tag me on making this gorgeous little crochet candy heart crochet blanket. And I would love to see your progress and how it's going for you. So tag me and enjoy. Thanks for watching.